The Roman Navy, the secret weapon that ruled the seas. When we think of the Roman Empire, we picture legions marching across Europe, their shields gleaming in the sun, their eagles held high. But Rome's true dominance was not only forged on land, it was secured on the waves. The Roman Navy, often overlooked, was the secret weapon that allowed Rome to rule the seas, conquer empires, and defend its vast dominion. In the early days of the Republic, Rome was no naval power. The Mediterranean, known to them as Mare Nostrum, our sea, was controlled by others, most notably the Carthaginians. Carthage had the finest fleet in the ancient world, their war galleys swift and deadly. Rome, a land-based power, had little experience with naval warfare. That changed during the First Punic War in the 3rd century BCE. Desperate to match Carthage, the Romans captured a Carthaginian quinquereme, a massive 5-banked warship, and used it as a model to build their own fleet. Within months, they had constructed hundreds of ships. But ships alone were not enough. Roman soldiers were unmatched on land, but inexperienced at sea. To solve this, they turned the sea battle into a land battle. They invented the corvus, a boarding device, essentially a gangplank with a spike that could be dropped onto enemy ships, locking them together. Once attached, Roman soldiers poured across the plank, turning naval battles into infantry fights where the legions excelled. The results were staggering. At the Battle of Mylae in 260 BCE, Rome used the corvus to capture or sink more than 50 Carthaginian ships. For the first time, the mighty Carthaginian fleet was humbled. Over the course of the Punic Wars, Rome's navy grew stronger and more experienced, culminating in the decisive Battle of Actium in 31 BCE, when Octavian's fleet, commanded by Agrippa, defeated Antony and Cleopatra, sealing the end of the Republic and the birth of the empire. But the navy's role did not end with great battles. In the centuries that followed, the Roman navy became the shield of the empire. They patrolled the Mediterranean, stamping out piracy and ensuring safe trade routes. Grain from Egypt, wine from Gaul, olive oil from Hispania, all could flow safely to Rome's hungry markets because the seas were secure. The navy also played a crucial role in Rome's defense. Along the Rhine and Danube, river fleets guarded the frontiers. In Britain, fleets patrolled the Channel and supported the legions during campaigns. The navy carried soldiers, supplies, and messages across vast distances, binding the empire together like veins carrying lifeblood. Rome's control of the seas was so complete that historians call this period Pax Romana, the Roman peace. For over 2 centuries, the Mediterranean was essentially a Roman lake, but the navy was not just a tool of defense. It was also a symbol of power. Roman warships, their prows decorated with bronze rams and their sails emblazoned with imperial insignia, were a warning to friend and foe alike. Rome ruled not only the land, but the sea. Over time, however, the navy's dominance began to wane. As the empire weakened in the 3rd and 4th centuries CE, resources were stretched thin. Pirate raids returned, and rival powers once again challenged Rome's supremacy at sea. By the fall of the Western Roman Empire in 476 CE, the once mighty navy was a shadow of its former self. Yet the legacy remained. The Roman navy had transformed the Mediterranean from a patchwork of rival states into a secure artery of commerce and culture. Without it, Rome could never have grown from a city on the Tiber to the greatest empire the world had ever seen. The legions may have won Rome its glory, but the navy kept that glory afloat. It was Rome's secret weapon, the invisible shield that ruled the seas and ensured that Mare Nostrum truly was our sea. And if you want to uncover more of the hidden forces that made the Roman Empire the greatest power of the ancient world, make sure you subscribe to the Roman Scroll, because behind every victory lies a story waiting to be told.